something. But now we're actually gonna make our way to the Tower of Gods. Because because I mentioned earlier in the video that I said that I was missing something in Dragon Roost Cavern, Tower of the Gods, and Forest Haven. So now is the point where I'm actually going back to the Tower of Gods. I go back to the Forest Haven to get what I need there in the unless I already got it at some point. I get the treasure that I'm missing in the Forbidden Woods. I called it Forest Haven for whatever reason, but I missed something. I get what I was missing in the Forbidden Woods in the next video. Sorry, I can't read my writing when I'm taking notes, which is really bad. But here I am back here in the Tower of Gods, and of course I cut my way over here to where I'm missing, to the part where I'm missing the chest, because it's quite a hassle having to show the long way to this room. So as you can see, I was having some trouble trying to blow this wall up right here. I believe it's easier if you weigh the platform down to a point where you can actually bomb the wall, so that way you don't have to do this like precise aiming or this precise timed bomb explosion. But of course, I decided to do things the hard way. I mean, I have the bombs to spare, so I mean, it's not too much of it's not too much of a concern to have to manage my bombs. So here's the part. So this is what I was missing here. And this is, of course, the first point in the game where you actually see Armos Knights, which is what these statues are called. We've encountered, of course, we encountered them earlier in the Let's Play, but as far as the game is concerned, this is the first time you see these guys. So you would think that when you play the Wind's Requiem to spawn this treasure chest, well, you would get a Triforce chart or even a Triforce shard. Well, no. Nah, the game's not that easy. You wouldn't just find one of those inside of a dungeon, so yup. We can't all be winners. So that's that right there. So now we're pretty much done with the Tower of Gods. So that's everything. That's everything there is to do. Earlier, before I entered the Tower of Gods, the King of Red Lions did mention that, hey, you're not supposed to go here this early because you didn't get all the Triforce shards yet, and that's true. This is the point of the game where you do have to find all the Triforce shards, but I'm not gonna work. Of course, like I said, at an earlier point, I'm not worrying about that right now, because I want to be sure I get everything first. Okay. So once again, I did save warp out of the Tower of God so I can get out of the dungeon quickly. And now we are here back to the private Oasis, and as you remember, we were here earlier, but we couldn't really do much at the time. So now we can actually do we can now do quite a bit now that we're here and have the items to do so. But first, there's actually a treasure chest on the top of this island that you would otherwise need the hook shot. I believe you could also glide to it. I don't see it possible technically. So now I would assume you need the hook shot to get this treasure chest. But you got a treasure chart out of this, which is good. All right. So remember a very long time ago when we gave a bunch of joy pendants to Mrs. Marie in Windfall Island, and she gave us the Cabana deed. Mrs. Marie's Cabana, a lovely teacher of Windfall Island. I believe that's what the sign said. But go ahead and talk. But with the Cabana deed, she mentioned that the Cabana is now ours. Well, let's see if that's approved. Unclean, most foul! Don't lay those grimy hands. Why, are you the new master? Are you Master Someone? I am so pleased to hear that name. Master Someone! Please be gentle on this door. Alright, and then after you do that, now the Oasis is actually changed from private Oasis to someone's Oasis. And then if you read the sign now, the sign's also immediately different, which is pretty weird because I don't know how you would change a sign as soon as something is yours, like immediately. It's not like some guy was like behind you while you were talking to the door and did some and changed the sign for whatever reason. That'd be pretty weird though. But yeah, so the sign says that all visitors are welcome. Mrs. Marie didn't allow any visitors here. And so anyway, yeah, I don't know. So let's explore the inside of the cabana. This is Mrs. Marie's cabana, which I would assume like it used to be her home, and that she's giving her home to us. Like where would she stay at in Windfall Island? Like if she's giving the cabana to us, I think it's kind of weird. There is actually a slide puzzle. There's actually, I believe it's 15 different slide puzzles after you complete one of them, and all you get is rupees. Yeah, so I'm not gonna worry too much about the slide puzzle. I might show the slide puzzle off as like a bonus at the end of the Let's Play, or something. But of course I'm not gonna worry about it right now since you don't actually need anything from the slide puzzle besides rupees. There was actually a bathtub in the middle of the open when we entered the cabana, and I think that's weird because there's no restroom. So what? You just take a bath like in the middle of the main room or something? Like, what if someone like comes into your house and sees you taking a bath because your bathtub is in the middle of the main room? Like, I think that's just really weird. So anyway, we used the grappling hook to grapple onto a lever that was in the main room, and it took out the fire, and it took out the fireplace. Well, it took out the fire in the fireplace and revealed a secret passage. And so we go inside. So we have to go inside. So we go inside here. And by the way, you get something really important. So the cabana. The cabana deed is indeed important, which means the side quest for chasing all those kids down is required. Unless you know glitches, unless you know some glitches to get around that, which there are glitches around that. Surprisingly enough. Which has been a thing in SD, and has become a bit of a newer thing in this version. Well, not real. Well, not well. I mean, it's not that new, but I mean, it's not as old as the method the SD version uses. But anyway, this place is actually a maze. This is a bit of a maze area. So it can be a little confusing to go through. I think in my practice run I got lost a couple times trying to make my way around here. Well, in practice at least. But there is actually some really important stuff in here, and you actually get lots and lots of rupees for making your way down here, which is surprisingly enough. Man, Mrs. Marie keeps all her money down here, I bet, which is really weird. Like, why would you hide your money like deep down, like really deep down in the basement? I mean, I guess. But I mean, that would mean you yourself would have to go really deep down just to get that money, or something. These are just stuff to think about whenever as you're playing the game. Which is what some people would do if they want to have a good, if they want to understand something more, right? And what do you know? There are redeads underneath here. Wow. So if you hide all your rupees down here, like, and then with a bunch of like dead people, like, what? Like, did Mrs. Marie like trap these people right here and then they died or something? I don't even know. Wait, no, that would make it seem like Mrs. Marie is a psycho. And I don't want to think that. I don't want to think that with Mrs. Marie, because Mrs. Marie seems like she's a nice person in this game. Anyway, so by making your way through all that trouble, you get this. Play the Wind's Requiem once again. And then you get yourself whatever is in this treasure chest. And that is another Triforce Shard. Yes, a Triforce Shard in Windfall Island's teacher's cabana. Like, who would have known she had something like that in her own basement? Alright, so I got robbed of 40 rupees there, but oh well. We have a bunch of rupees anyway. I have a lot less rupees than I would like, though, which is kind of a shame. Because I would like to have more rupees at this point, but oh well. It shouldn't be too big of a concern, at least in this version. I mean, of course, I would really be concerned if I was doing the Let's Play on the SD version. That's fine. I could be cutting this out because I've already shown what this place look like, and that we're done here. But it's pretty easy to get lost in here, so I'm just gonna show the path the path to get out of here. Just in case you don't know how to make your way back. I believe you can save warp out of here. I haven't tried it, but I wouldn't really try. So yeah, we're pretty much done with everything in here on the private oasis, or also known as someone's oasis, my oasis, your oasis. Whose oasis does it really belong to? Mrs. Marie's oasis. I'm just gonna call it that, since I feel like I don't deserve this oasis. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like I wouldn't want to like I don't know. This is like. I don't know. The Oasis just looks like I wouldn't want to live in it. I mean, okay. I mean, just look. There's a bathtub in the middle of the main room. That's just really strange. Like, someone could either just walk in or peek through your window and just see you bathing. Like, I don't know. You just don't get that privacy. Alright, so we're done with Private Oasis. The reason you saw me is like standing there for like a few seconds is because I was looking at my notes and as well as looking at my gamepad, looking for my next location on the map. Since I don't have this game's map memorized at all, so it's just I always like look down at my map while I'm sailing through the Great Sea. Now, the next island that I'm heading over to is an island known as Tingle Island. And you would know about this island. You might have known this island a pretty long time ago if you got the Tingle chart. The Tingle chart will show you exactly where Tingle Island is. And here it is. This is Tingle Island. I expect the Tingle Island to be a lot more grand than this. But no, instead you just get a tower and that's it. Heave ho! Ugh, this is heavy. This is just between you and me. But this guy has another brother. If that guy could just spin this thing ahead. Heave ho! What guy? Are you talking about Tingle or something? I don't know. You have a Tingle bottle, do you not? No. If you're really not a fan of it, do not worry about such things as a Tingle bottle. It is sort of complicated, I suppose. No. Do not go out of your way. No, really. I mean, it is quite amusing, the Tingle bottle. I mean, but no, really, I would not expect you. Okay. And here's the one reason we come here for. Mr. Fairy, I've been long waiting for you, sir. What should we play? Do you want to play? What? You're not here to play? But that fragment. Musty sense. Sir, you have found a chart. Splendid, splendid. Show me, show me. Why? You can't read that chart in its current state? Impossible, sir! would you like me to decipher it for you? For 398 rupees. For 3 charts. Jeez. Imagine how many rupees you need in the SD version for 8 charts. That's a lot of rupees right there. So that's so this is all we come to Tingle Island for. And this is extremely important. So with that, I think that's going to be it for this episode of The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. Next time we're going to be exploring more of the Great Sea. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.